Hey guys, I am going to record another podcast for you today. Just a heads up. Last time I used my new laptop to record, so hopefully the quality was better. But sadly, I dropped it and broke part of it. So it is in the shop, getting fixed up. It wasn't a big deal. I was studying with it, like I do at night in my bed, and I fell asleep. And usually I take it and sit it on my desk and then go to sleep. But I just fell asleep, like passed out, and it fell out of the bed at some point in the night, and it broke the hinge, like that holds the screen to the keyboard. So yeah, it was still working, not a big deal, but obviously I didn't want to keep using it with it broken. So I'm on my old laptop now, just sitting in bed, and yeah, so I'm going to show you guys some knitting and talk about some sewing that I did and some other cool stuff, hopefully. So for introductions, I think I keep forgetting to do this in my videos, I'm not sure, but I'm Jennifer Lovell. This is my knitting podcast / sewing and spinning. I'm from Arkansas in the US, and I'm in college right now. If you probably can't tell by the room, but I live in a dorm. And yeah, so I'm podcasting from my dorm room, and that's about it. This is a really new podcast, so I don't have a thing on Ravelry, a group. Haven't started one yet, just because I'm gonna wait to see if it gets big enough, or I feel like big enough to need a group, I guess. Because I think I have like six subscribers right now. Thanks guys, love you. Hopefully I'll get more, but if not, it is basically just for me anyway. So let's just get right into it now that you know who I am and what I'm doing here. So my first thing, I do have some finished objects this week in knitting and sewing. I may show the sewing one, maybe. Hold on just a sec. Okay. It's a skirt. I sewed a skirt, and it's pretty long. It's white. It's gathered. I'm saying this because I wore it already once, and I took it off, and I didn't hang it up or iron it or anything like that, because I planned on, the last thing I wore it before I top stitched the waistband, and so I left it out to do that, and I still haven't done that because I'm a procrastinator. And right now I'm just looking on my phone to see if I can show you a picture. I know I have a picture somewhere of it on here, but where it is will be the question. Okay, while I look for this, I'm also going to talk about my other FO, which is from, I can't multitask. I can't even talk and look at my phone at the same time. It's a knitted FO. I didn't actually show it on the podcast, like while I was working on it, just because, I don't know, I just didn't, even though it was on the needles when I did the last podcast. So this is the skirt, and yeah, that's me wearing it. I know this is super ratchet, guys. Oh, okay. It's not supposed to be doing that. Hold on. Yeah, I know this isn't usually how people do stuff. They usually insert a picture in the video. That would be better. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I don't know. I haven't learned how to edit things yet. That's why I don't have an intro, how other people do. That's why I don't have like little words that pop up on the screen and all that good stuff, because I don't know how to do it. and I could probably spend some time and learn how to do it if I wanted to, and maybe I will eventually, but right now, since it's, you know, I'm just doing this when I can, and it's just for fun, and, you know, that sort of thing, I don't feel super compelled to, like, learn how to do it and all of that good stuff. Anyway, that's an aside. Okay, and now my phone has locked. Sorry, guys. Okay. This is the skirt. See, kind of ratchet way of doing this, but it is white and pretty long-ish. It's like about right around the knee, a little bit below the knee. This is another picture of me in it. Killing it. I didn't make that shirt. I wish I made that shirt. And I had some fancy little heels on. Yeah. So that's the skirt. There's some glare happening. I don't know why. Yeah. It has a thick waistband and it's gathered. And it's just a rectangle skirt. Like you take a rectangle of fabric and sew it and gather it and then put the waistband on. And I tried to do a hidden zipper, an invisible zipper, but it worked sort of. What I did wrong was I put the zipper in below the waistband, and I should have put it in like even with the waistband, and I didn't do that. And it's not a big deal. Like, obviously I wore it, so I can still wear it and it's fine. But I am thinking about when I go in and top stitch it, top stitch the top. I think I'm gonna maybe take the zipper out and redo it, because I feel like it would look better if it was lined up with the top of the skirt and not below the waistband. But I don't know. I may get up and get it. It's just really wrinkly right now, and I feel like if I tried to show it to you guys, you wouldn't be able to see it. Like, you'd be like, oh, that just looks like a hot mess, and what is this girl doing? But I swear, it was really cute, and I got a lot of compliments on it. It was really turned out really nice, like exactly how I wanted it. The one thing that didn't turn out how I wanted it, that zipper that I just was talking about, it was white, so it matched. But I wanted one, it was like all white, like the zipper teeth and the cloth was white, and I wanted one with white cloth and gold zipper teeth. Could not find it in any of my crafty stores, so I just settled because I wasn't about to like order it special offline. I didn't want it that bad. So yeah, there's that. My next FO is, like I said, a knitted one. It's a hat. It's my second hat that I've made. It has a pom-pom, a very soft pom-pom, and this it's just stockinette stitch. I feel like the camera's getting blurry. I don't know why. It's just stockinette stitch, and then a 1x1 rib at the bottom. And I, once again, I'll put it on for you guys, used really super chunky yarn because I have fuzz on my hand, because that's just how I like my hats. Eventually I'll probably knit one with not super chunky yarn. Sorry. It's really fuzzy. You know, I just nuzzled that pom-pom. Yeah, bad idea. I got fuzz in my mouth. So, it's kind of, it's not loose. It's just like a little saggy in the back. But, like, obviously the headband part is, like, fitted. Man, this fuzz won't get out of my mouth. Great. Anyway, it is gonna bother me. Yeah, so it didn't take me, okay, I say it didn't take me very long, but it's because I started it in a few months ago during the summer while I was still back at my house. And I started it then, and I only knitted like that much, and I just like stopped working on it for like a really long time, for like a couple of months. And then I had been working on my sweater, which I have to show you guys. And I guess I was just tired of working on that, and like, I'm bigger, like you have seen in the previous episodes that I've said. So and it's like bigger, like it's a little bit of an oversized sweater, and so it's like knitting, and it doesn't do a lot of progress. You know, you can't see the progress, even though it's happening. It's hard to see it. So I just felt like I wasn't making any progress and that kind of thing. And it was the only thing I'd been working on, because I do want to try. I'm not going to have it finished for winter, obviously, because winter is like in a few months, like a couple of months. It's going to start getting cold. And I can't finish this in a couple of months. No, I'd have to work on it literally like 24/7, I think, to finish it. Because I was working on it every day, or well, not every day, at least 3 to 4 times a week for like an hour each time, and I barely made any progress. I made like an inch of progress, and I did that for like a month. So I just need to work on it more, and yeah, hopefully it'll be done. Maybe, probably not. It probably won't be done until next winter. A year from now. Just gonna give myself a big old window, because I know how slow I am. I'm just so slow at knitting, you guys. Like it's like a new school year or whatever, and I have this girl in one of my classes, and she sits next to me, and she sees me come in and knit every day, and that's the class that I knit in, the 3 times a week one. And she asked me the other day, like Friday, she was like, "Do you ever finish anything?" And I just looked at her and I was like, "No, I don't. I never finish anything." Like, just because I don't have a lot of time to knit. Like, I could knit a lot if I wanted to, but I have a lot of other interests, and not so much time that I can just knit and do all those other interests like all the time. So I usually just knit in my classes when I can, and in between classes, and then usually my downtime is spent like as downtime, like as in my room doing whatever, or out in the world doing whatever. And sometimes that is knitting, but most of the time it isn't. But yeah, it just takes me a really long time to finish anything. So I was like, I wanna, and hats, even for me, even when I'm slow, I can finish them pretty quickly, and that's why I feel like I use chunky yarn for hats, because I am really slow. I'm a slow knitter because I'm, sort of new at it. Not now, I guess. I guess I've known how for almost a year, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so, oh, whoa, watch out. I don't want you guys to fall over. So yeah, I just wanted something quick that I could finish fairly easily, and I'm really glad with how it turned out. I was gonna put this yarn, the one I used for the pom-pom, I was gonna make these little teeny, not pom-poms, like just little crocheted balls, and I was gonna put them like all around the hat, because I saw that on Instagram, or not on Instagram, jeez, on Pinterest. I saw an idea like that, and it looked super cute. But now that I'm finished with it, I kind of feel okay with how it is. Like, I feel like I like how it turned out, and I don't really feel like I need to add anything else. So I'm probably just going to leave it this way. I'm probably just going to leave it on during the podcast, because, like, why not? It's cold enough in here. So, yeah. That's my 2 FOs. I started another sewing thing. And I haven't actually started sewing anything. I'm just cutting out pieces right now because I'm doing a dress and I'm using a pattern, guys. First time ever using a pattern for anything at all, like an actual pattern that you have to like go and buy. Yes, it's a big step. It's a big milestone. Okay. So this is the fabric. It's kind of wrinkly. It's just different flowers arranged in little geometric forms. I don't know. some more flowers. And this is the sleeve, obviously. And yeah, and so like I said, I'm doing a dress, and I just started cutting out the pieces. I haven't even finished. So let me see if I can. I don't even know the name of it. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you what it says. I don't think it has an official name. Okay, it's from Mimi G Style. Buy it, make it, mix it, rock it is what her thing is called. And the pattern number is 8084BB. And it's from Simplicity. So this is, and I bought like a hard copy, obviously. That's the brand. That's the number, and then it's sold by Simplicity, I guess. And the one I'm doing is the red one in the middle. So, yeah. It's kind of a loose dress. You probably can't tell in the picture, but it has like longish sleeves, and then you can roll them up and like button it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I know in the picture it shows like a loose sort of chiffon, not chiffon, maybe chiffon type fabric, like that loose, what is it, like, I don't know, some kind of plasticky polyester or whatever, nylon type fabric that's like see-through, and that's the kind that it is showing in the pictures. Well, one of them is sort of see-through, the other one isn't, but I'm using like a cotton fabric, so I think it'll be okay, because it's not too thick of a cotton. It's like a pretty thin, pretty drapey, like it's really floppy type fabric, so I think it'll be fine. And I just used this because this was what I had. And well, actually I bought this because I bought the pattern because I was like, oh, I want to, that looks like a nice dress. I want to try and make that. I keep moving you guys, sorry about that. So I got the pattern first, and then I was out thrift shopping with my grandparents, and I saw this fabric. It was actually a sheet. Don't tell anyone. And so I am using that for the fabric, and I really liked it, but it was just a fitted sheet. It wasn't like a set of sheets. So yeah, so I was like, oh, I can just get it and use it for fabric instead of like actual sheets. Okay, so there's one work in progress for sewing. The other, my hair keeps falling down. The other, okay. I'm sorry this is moving around so much. It's because I'm on my bed, and it's like, right, how beds are. They're so wobbly. And so this is the next one, the one I was talking about before. I'm pretty sure I've showed this. Maybe, I think I showed it in the last one. I zipped through a lot of projects in the last one, so I can't be for sure. But this is my first, well, technically my second, but I haven't finished the other one yet. So this is my second garment that I've started. It is my sweater. Like I said, it's going to be oversized. It's all scrunched up on these humongous needles. I'm a big girl. And for something to be oversized, it's going to have to be real big. So, yeah. I'm not going off pattern. Like I said, I don't really use patterns. It's the first pattern for that dress I've ever used. So I'm just winging it. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. It's not even late at night. I don't know why I'm yawning. So yeah, I'm just winging it. And so far, obviously, it hasn't been difficult because I'm just doing from the bottom up. So this part of the knitting is pretty much just knitting in the round. It's just knitting a cylinder, like, for your body. All the tough stuff comes when you get to the armpits, and you have to, like, I don't even know everything you do. Like, you separate some stitches, like, for your armholes. And then you can, I think, two things you can do is you could knit. I'm not even sure about this, guys. I could be totally wrong. So don't base any project of yours off what I'm saying right now, because I could be totally wrong. But what I think happens is you have all these stitches, okay? And so you section off a part of them for your armpit holes, I think. For like half of the armpit. It's like however, okay, like the circumference of your arm, where your shoulder meets your arm. However many stitches you need to like go around that area, you section off half of them, like from these stitches, and you put in like a placeholder or a stitch holder or like waste yarn or something like that, and then you do it on both sides, like both. So if it was like this is the front, then I would do it both on these two sides. And you just do that, and then you just keep knitting, I think, until you get, and this is just one way of doing it. I'm sure there's other ways of doing it. Until you knit all the way up, and I'm sure you would decrease too a little as you're going up, probably. I mean, that's what I would imagine, right? I mean, you would have to, like, for the neck. See, I don't know everything that goes into it. This is just a rough idea I have. So you would decrease a little, and then like you would have the shoulders, and then you would decrease more and more for the neck, and then you would like do the ribbing. That's what I think happens. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. And then you would go back and pick up those stitches from the waste yarn, and then pick up more around the top half of the hole, and then you would just knit a sleeve in the same fashion for both sides. Pretty sure that's how it goes. That's just a guess, though. That's sort of my plan for this. Obviously, I'm gonna have to do a lot of learning when I get to the whole yoke part. Pretty sure that's what it's called. But yeah, right now I'm just still doing the body, and I got a long ways to go. Because so far I think this is gonna be like a full-size, full-length sweater. Like it's not gonna come up short or anything like that. So yeah. So that's my sweater, and it's really near and dear to my heart because this is my favorite color. Is this pink color. It probably looks like just a dirty white on my screen, but really it's pink. I don't know if you can tell. There's one of the balls of yarn. The yarn that I'm using is Yarn Bee Interlocked in the color Blush. And they sell this at Hobby Lobby, and it has some really devastating thing happened. They're taking it off the shelves. Like in all the Hobby Lobbies, they're just going to stop selling it. And I found this out one day when I went to Hobby Lobby to get like a little bit of yarn, like 2 of these, and I saw that they were taking them off the shelves, and I ended up buying like 8 because I was like, oh my god, I have a sweater. I need all the yarn for this sweater. And I freaked out because I've never knitted a garment. I have that other garment, but it's still in progress. And it's in like a totally different weight of yarn, and it's going to be a totally different size and everything like that. So I have no idea how much yarn I need for this. And so I just bought all of it that I could find. And then I went to a different Hobby Lobby the other day to get the fabric for my skirt. And I saw they were taking it off of the shelves there too. And so I bought a couple more balls of this. There was 4, but I only bought 2. Because, obviously I'm trying to save money, and my boyfriend was like, you already bought like 8 of them, don't you think that's enough? And I was like, I don't know, man. I have no idea what's enough. And, because, I mean, so far, okay, this I'm pretty sure this is only like 2 balls of yarn. Maybe 3, but I'm thinking just 2. Because I don't see any other joins. I see 1 join. But I could be wrong. It's no more than the 3rd one that I'm on right now. It's at least 2. It could be 3. I still have this much left of the ball. It's like empty on the inside. Like that's how big it usually is. It still looks really big, but it's not that big. Yeah. So I mean, you get a lot of yardage out of, or well, to me that's a lot, because that's a lot of freaking stitches on there. Like I said, I don't know my waist measurements right up to the top of my head, but it's oversized on me, so it's a lot. And anyway, yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if I run out of yarn. I'm not finished with the sweater. Be really sad. I really don't know what I would do. I honestly have no idea. I don't know what you do in that kind of situation. And they're not just taking, at first I was like, oh, maybe they're just gonna take this color off. So like I wouldn't want to, but I could just use like white and it would be okay. But I found out when I went to the other Hobby Lobby that they're also taking down the white. They're like discontinuing all of the colors, and I don't know if the manufacturer is just not making them or Hobby Lobby is just not selling them. I tried to look it up online to see if I could buy it from somewhere else, and I couldn't find anything on it, so I don't know. I'm just assuming that nobody's gonna sell it anymore. I don't know. So I'm really worried about it, and I don't know what I'll do. I can't believe how much I'm yawning. Oof, I haven't been yawning at all, and I start talking and I start yawning. I don't know. I really honestly don't know what I would do if I got like almost to the end and I run out and it's just like, oh, haha, you don't have any yarn left and no store is selling it. Like, what do you do? I don't know. Just frog the whole thing and just use the yarn for something else? Like, I have no idea, but let me see. Maybe somebody can like help me out with this yardage. It says there is 87 yards in each ball. So, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be like an oversized sweater, like full length, full sleeves. And I usually wear like a 1X to a 2X, like in like store-bought clothing. So if any of you knitting wizards out there can tell me approximately how many yards I would need. And it is bulky yarn. Not like super bulky, but I mean, you know, like it's not thin yarn. I think the size, you have to, it says use size US 11 needles, so that's like the thickness of the yarn. And I don't even think those are size 11, so it's probably like way denser than it could be. I want to say those are like US 8s or 9s or something. I don't know. I'm not for sure. Anyway, it's wool, acrylic, and alpaca. It's real soft. It has these little things that stick out. Yeah, you can see it. That one little solitary hair that's sticking out. I don't know why. It's just made that way. I don't know why it's like that, honestly. Let me see. I just realized I can look this up. Oh, they're US size 10s. So that's pretty close. That's just one size. So it's probably a little denser than it could be. And the fabric is really dense. That explains why it's so dense. I was just assuming it was because it's a real thick yarn, so the fabric's gonna be thick. That's just what I thought. Which is part of why, I guess. But anyway, that's my sweater. That's really all I was going to show, just because, like, why do I need to show more? I don't know. I don't think I needed to talk about anything. I was working on my sock a while back. This is just a little tidbit from my knitting life. I was working on my sock in the class that I mentioned earlier where I knit. And I was working on my sock and I realized that a few rows back I messed up an entire row. Didn't even notice. Because it wasn't a big mistake. Like I thought at first, oh, I'll just leave it and it'll be fine. Because I had just like, the pattern on my socks is knit a row, and then the next row is knit 2, purl 2, all the way around, and then the next one is knit a row, and it just does that the whole way around. And on one spot I had knitted 2 rows all the way around instead of alternating it. And at first I just thought it just messed up the pattern a little bit. Like, it wasn't a huge mistake. I could have left it, but I didn't because it would have bugged me. So last night I took it out and I ripped all the way back, all the way back to where I made the mistake. I think I ripped enough. If I didn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Punch myself in the face, I guess. Just because I just had to like eyeball it because the stitches are so tiny. And as you can see from that sweater, I'm not so good with teeny tiny yarn and needles and stitches. I'm just not good at knitting like that. I mean, like, I guess I'm okay at it. Like, I'm good enough at it. Like, I can make a hat. Like, I made a hat out of some thin yarn. I'm making socks now. But I just prefer bulky knitting. I just prefer bulky knitting. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back and start working on my socks again soon. Lord knows how long it'll take me to finish those. Probably like forever. It takes me so long to finish anything. I feel like I finished more stuff last year than I have this year, and I don't know why. I guess I just haven't been spending as much time knitting. Last year I would knit when I walked to class, and I think I need to start doing that again. Like, I think it would really make a difference. But this year I've mostly been, I don't know, just on my phone, I guess, when I'm walking to class. In the mornings I eat stuff. Like, I eat a small, tiny breakfast on my way to class. And then in between classes, I don't know, I guess I'm just on my phone. I don't know. I'm not knitting, that's for sure. Maybe I'll start doing that again, I don't know. But anyway, guys. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I'm sorry about the yawning. It's not even late at night. It's 7:54 p.m. But anyway, I guess that's all for me this week. Yeah, like I said last time, hopefully I'll keep making these somewhat fairly recently, like in between, like small intervals in between episodes. That was really wordy and awkward. I'm sorry you had to listen to that. But anyway, that's all for me, and I hope you guys liked this episode, and share this with your friends. Tell them about my podcast if you wanna, if you think it's good, if you think it's bad. Don't share it with your friends. Or if you think your friends would like it but you don't like it, then share it with your friends. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you've had a great weekend, because here it is Sunday night. And yeah, I hope I will see you again soon, and happy knitting. Bye.